Aloha, my name is June, and today I want to talk about Orgonite and share some information about, what it is and, a brief history about it for those of you who are not familiar with this art and not sure what it is. So what I did was I actually came up with a list of questions that people normally ask me all the time. Because people see me, I have Orgonites all over my house and I wear, these pendants. And people are always wondering, they're like, oh, that's so cool, what is that? And then, I have to, whatever. So these are the most commonly asked questions that are asked. First I want to go into like a short brief history on how Orgonite actually originated and where it came from. So in the early 1900s, around the 1920s, there was a psychiatrist named Dr. Wilhelm Reich, and he pretty much studied the body. And he noticed that people would have blockages, like they would have physical pain, or certain parts of their body would be really tense. And from his work and from what he found out was that the reason why people had these blockages and were so tense in certain areas was because there wasn't a flow of energy, of life force energy. There wasn't like a steady or a balanced, healthy flow of life force energy throughout the body, which some of you guys may know as chi. Dr. Wilhelm, termed the life force energy, he termed it orgon. Okay? So that's where Orgonite came from. But I'll get into that in a second. So pretty much Orgon energy, life force energy, is what he found was the main reason why people would get sick, was when they would have a blockage from it. Okay. Also I do want to mention that he created a device called the Oregon Accumulator, and it was like a box that was built and made with inorganic materials, and people would sit inside this accumulator, and it would be pretty much like a healing chamber. The accumulator would, clearly by the name, it would accumulate a concentrated amount of life force energy, healthy life force energy, positive orgon energy inside the accumulator. So people would actually sit inside this chamber and be healed from whatever their sickness or whatever they were going through. They would receive this life force energy and clear these blockages. Okay? If you want to know more about this, or if you really want to get into his work, I recommend that you get this book. And this will tell you everything that you need to know, or that you could will answer all of your questions in regards to the history of the Oregon Accumulator and Dr. Wilhelm's work. So now, here we are in 2016, in the 2000s, and more and more I notice that it's beautiful, it's amazing actually. Orgonite is being more, well, I wouldn't say it's coming more into the mainstream, but there's more of us coming out doing this work. Okay. So the first question is, what is Orgon? Why the name Orgon for Orgonite? So I kind of went into it already with like the brief history. Orgon means life force energy. Okay, chi, universal energy, sexual energy, creative energy. So Orgonite the reason why it's called Orgonite is because what Orgonite does is it harnesses, kind of like the accumulator, it harnesses it harnesses the energy, the life force energy in chi. That's why it's called an Orgonite, because it's essentially kind of like an Oregon Accumulator in itself, but it pushes out the energy, life force energy. Okay, so Oregon is life force energy. So what is Orgonite? Orgonite is the device or the tool that creates not creates, but it doesn't create the life force energy, but it does create a vortex, but it pushes out life force energy. Like, it creates a vortex of life force. It's a life force energy accumulator. That's essentially what Orgonite is. And you can even say that it is, a lot of us call them transmuters as well. Some people do call them positive energy generators, because of the fact that they are able to push out this energy. So transmuter, that's a really good way to see them as well. So Orgonite they are life force accumulators, generators, positive energy generators, transmuters. Okay, in a nutshell. Next question is, what is it made out of? So what is Orgonite made out of? Okay. So Orgonite is also made out of inorganic and organic material, just like the accumulator is the original formula to accumulate the life force energy. So we have the fiberglass resin, which creates the matrix of the Orgonite and keeps everything together. We have the metals. Various metals are used. Some you can use copper, brass, steel, aluminum. All sorts of metals are used because they are conductors. They're really great conductors of energy. Basically, made out of fiberglass resin, metals, and crystals. Quartz crystals, particularly quartz crystals. Okay? So the next question is, what is the function and how does it work? Okay. So pretty much, now that you know the materials, what it's made out of, I can kind of go into like how it works and the function, okay? Which I kind of went over in the beginning in regards to like the transmutation aspects of it. But how it works is the Orgonite attracts negative energy, okay, or deadly life force energy. We'll just call it negative energy. Lower vibrational energies, pretty much energies that are not in harmony or not in balance. And the metals help to attract the negative energy. So it's bringing in the negative energy, and it's the quartz crystals transmute that energy. It pretty much transmutes the energy and creates a vortex and transmutes it and creates the positive life force energy, or the Oregon energy. Quartz crystals by nature have a piezoelectric characteristic. So what that means is when they're in a tight space or they're under pressure, they create like an electric charge. So what happens is these are constantly emitting positive energy. The quartz crystals are transmuting this energy and putting out positive energy. So how it works is pretty much you have them in your space like this, and Okay, so there's energies that we're not able to see, like electromagnetic frequencies. Okay, so they create deadly life force energy. You could also call deadly Oregon energy, and positive ions. And these are energies that we're not able to see that are harmful to our health, that are not, beneficial. So, or even negative energy, even low vibes, like low vibrations, anger, fear, all that stuff. That's energy. That's still energy. So by having them in your space, how this works is by having them in your space, they are able to transmute the lower vibrations and create an atmosphere of harmony, healing, and balance. So it puts out it's constantly putting out, filtering frequencies and putting out positive energy. Now, a really big question is do they block electromagnetic frequency? Okay, so this is like a common question that I feel like I need to mention. Do they block electromagnetic frequency? And the answer is no. They do not block energy. They don't block, like, so if you have like a Wi-Fi, if you have a router and it's putting out, radio frequencies, harmful EMFs or whatever, these are not going to block it. Okay, well, no, it's just not. But what it will do is it neutralizes the frequencies that they're putting out. So instead of you just walking around being affected, by all of the harmful radiation, these mitigate that. So it cleans up the environment and the atmosphere. So, I mean, yeah, although it's putting it out, it's the Orgonite cleans it up. So it cleans up the space around you, cleans up the energy in your field. So when you wear them, it does the same thing in your auric field and in your space, in your body, is it creates, it protects you. You can say that it protects you from, the EMFs and things like that. So it mitigates the harmful radiation. But also when you wear it on your body, it even works in your auric field. So if you have any blockages or anything going on within you, it helps to clear that up as well. So it's not just in your space, because you have to remember, like, we're all energy too, and we're all made out of energy. So wearing them also benefits your own energy, and it helps to clean up your energy and to help with the flow and create flow of life force energy in your being. So that's like the basic function. So just to sum it all up, Orgonite are amazing technology, and they're devices, and they are incredible tools that promote healing, they promote balance, they promote harmony in your space and in yourself. And they are transmitters. So they transmute negative energies, low vibes, you know what I'm saying? And they're constantly working to provide positive, healthy, life force, beneficial energy. Okay? That's just the basic understanding. Now, when you're adding different crystals, of course, there's the alchemical aspect of Orgonite as well, which I will delve a little bit deeper into future videos. But when you're working with different crystals, they put out different energies, different frequencies that will help you in different ways. And pretty much everyone it's like a formula, you know what I mean? So you're creating a formula, and everyone has a different recipe in how they like to create the Orgonite. So But the basic function for all Orgonite is that they mitigate EMFs, negative vibrations, lower vibrations, and they transmute it into positive, beneficial life force energies. So that's my explanation of what Orgonite is. I hope that it's helped you receive, a better understanding or some clarity on, how it works and what it is. And thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you on the next video.